Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article from Breitbart.com dated March 13th, and it's from John Nolte, who I've made no secret of my affection for the man's writing. I think he's really good, and so I saw this and I figured, what the heck, it's probably something I'm going to want to talk about. I have not read this article yet, so we're going to dive right into it, and it says that far-left NPR claims illegal aliens voting is a right-wing myth because, well, it's NPR, and by the way, defund NPR, and how long is it between the time that some leftists say that it's a right-wing conspiracy that turns out the thing they're saying is a conspiracy is actually true? How many times have we seen this just even in the last year or two? So let's just go ahead and dive right in. It says the far-left welfare queens at NPR are now claiming conservatives are spreading a myth about illegal aliens voting, even though Democrats are openly pushing to allow illegal aliens to vote. Yeah, you can see that basically everywhere in the country. It says conservatives are warning about non-citizens voting. It's a myth with a long history, reads the NPR headline. It says, oddly enough, NPR fails to notify its readers of this NPR story, which is what here? It says New York will allow legal non-citizens to vote in local elections. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah, so they basically aren't paying attention to previous things that they themselves wrote. But okay. So it says they failed to notify their readers of this story published less than 15 months. Okay, so it was not even a year and a half ago. It says New York City will allow 800,000 non-citizens to vote in local elections, and the law was blocked, thankfully, in June. Nevertheless, 11 towns in Maryland and 2 in Vermont allow illegals the right to vote in local races. So, wow, that's a fun conspiracy theory that's actually happening. Okay. So it says, granted, today's NPR story is focused on federal elections, specifically the presidential race, but still plays it cute. And embedded tweet from Breitbart itself says, Democrats in Connecticut and Rhode Island are pushing legislation to allow illegal aliens, along with foreign nationals on visas and green cards, to vote in local and state elections. Skipping down. Says the false notion that illegal immigrants are affecting federal elections has been floating around for over 100 years, NPR writes. But this year, due in part to an increase in illegals at the southern U.S. border, the idea could have new potency. Well, I mean, it's just true. It's not an idea anymore when it's actually happening. So the quotes from the NPR article say, I absolutely believe this is intentional, and one of the reasons the Biden administration is allowing all these illegals to flood the country, former Trump advisor Cleta Mitchell said on a conservative radio show in Illinois last month. They're taking them into counties across the country so that they can get those people registered, that they can vote for them. And this is something that we know is happening. We've seen all the video and everything of it. As Trump has made the same claims on the campaign trail, and even Elon Musk, the Tesla founder and owner of X, has used his social media platform to push the baseless idea to millions of people. It's absolutely not baseless when, again, we can see it happening with our own two eyes. So this is kind of like the 1984 thing. Like they will tell you to reject all evidence of your eyes and ears or whatever that quote is. It's basically what NPR is doing right now. So it says, finishing off their quote, it says, Democrats are importing voters. Musk wrote in a post about illegal immigrants on March 5th that X claims has been seen more than 23 million times. Well, good on Elon. It says, does anyone doubt that what we have here is another case of yesterday's conspiracy theory becoming tomorrow's news? Say, exactly. So first off, there is no doubt that this influx of illegals is about preserving electoral votes in the blue states that are losing population. The U.S. Census counts illegals, and I bet a lot of people didn't know that, and I actually didn't know that until I think Elon tweeted about it and said essentially this, that I bet you didn't know the U.S. Census counts illegals, and I was like, I did not know that. So it says American citizens are abandoning blue states like New York and California, and illegals are making up that loss in population. This allows those states to keep their electoral votes and congressional seats. Embedded tweet from Breitbart here says, a group of Senate Republicans is hoping to pass a joint resolution that will overturn a new law approved by Democrats in the Washington, D.C. City Council that extends municipal voting rights to illegal aliens. You're not a citizen of the country. Why would you get to vote there? Like, I can't expect to just show up in, Germany one day and be like, I'm going to vote for your president. Like, because if that's the way it is around the world, then it's like you could literally go to any country and just vote in their election. What's the point of citizenship then? This is the kind of thing that, it just does not make any sense to me at all. And oh look, Amazon just messaged me and they brought something for me, so yay. But we'll keep going with this. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging here while I go pick up my package. Giggity. Says, what's more, the children of those illegal aliens automatically become American citizens and, by extension, legal voters, which that just seems, I know that's the whole dreamer thing. I don't know much about it, but if it's broken down as simply as that, that really shouldn't be a thing. Says, and so all of that is legally rigged in favor of Democrats. Then you add in the following. Democrats fight tooth and nail against voter ID, and Democrats fight tooth and nail against cleaning up voter rolls. Why? It says it might be illegal for illegals to vote in federal elections, but if you don't require voter ID and you don't clean up the names of the dead or those who have moved out of state, do you see what I'm getting at here? I think everybody probably does at this point. It says, oh, and then you mail everyone in your state an absentee ballot and don't worry too much about signature verification. Do you see what I'm getting at here? It says, come on, we're not stupid, NPR. We all know what's going on. It says, here's my favorite part of the NPR report. It says, the rights concerns about illegal aliens voting have persisted despite there being no recent evidence that ineligible people are voting at anything other than microscopic numbers in American elections. And there's ha 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 ha. So if there's no voter ID and no one is removing the dead, how are we supposed to know? We're not supposed to know, and that's the whole point. Because if everyone receives an absentee ballot and there's no signature verification, how are we supposed to know? Because we're not supposed to know, but again, that's the whole point. It says, but don't worry, America, the same corporate media are responsible for this, and if you just happen to look at your screen and you see a lot of hyperlinks here about all the hoaxes, this isn't all of them. This is all the big ones that have happened since basically Trump came down the escalator in 2015. So let's just see how many are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. In fact, I thought it was 26 even the last time he put one of these lists in here. Excuse me, hiccups now. All right. So, yeah, and then you can see all of them, and I'm sure you probably are just, you probably haven't even heard of a lot of these. But there's even more, I can guarantee that. But just think about this. Even if it was just 26 in, 9 years since Trump came down the stairs, don't you think that's way too many? Like orders of magnitude beyond too many? So the last thing it says here, and yep, this is the last sentence, it says, I'll just read this again. So it says, don't worry, America, the same corporate media responsible for all these hoaxes are assuring us no one is cheating at the ballot box. I mean, except Putin. Putin is cheating for Trump. That the media are 100% sure of. So, yeah, I mean, how do you feel about NPR, really any news station, I would say, saying, oh, this thing that, you guys can actually prove is happening, that's just a myth. It's not actually happening. It's like, guys, I'm looking at it happening right now, but what do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.